In Chicopee, Massachusetts, in front of the St. Rose de Lima Church. This is a church made as a parish and a chapel in 1897. Became its own, not a mission church in 1909, but it still didn't have a nice building yet. And it didn't have a nice rectory yet, and it didn't have a nice convent yet. So we're going to see the modern renditions of these beautiful rectories, so forth. Now the rectory is the brick building across the street. This is Groton Street. It was built in 1929. There were previous rectories to this one. In fact, this is the fifth rendition of the rectory that the pastor would live in. And finally they settled in a nice place. Remember, these people were not very rich. They're French Canadians that settled this Alderville neighborhood. And so they had to wait and wait to get a significant amount of money. This rectory held 6 monsignors during the whole life of the church. That is the highest title that a pastor of a church can ever have. He's done such a great job academically and pastorally that he's elevated by the diocese to the high rank of Monsignor. And they're all buried inside the St. Rose de Lima cemetery, which is a half-mile away. And I've never seen a church like that in Western Massachusetts. That's an incredible fact. So it's a beautiful building and great people have lived there. Now the church next to it, of course, is not the original of the chapel that was alongside this right-hand side. And at this point, this building, you can see it along one of the sides of it, 1952 cornerstone, but that's not the point at which it was first ready for use. It was ready for use November 21st, 1954. It took a couple of years to actually get built. Now the belfry is very tall, and it probably still has its bell inside there, but it has a very nice look to it. And it came very late in the life of the whole church, which is a reason why that it's still a very strong church here. A lot of people go to Mass here, and the building itself is physically very strong. Now next to it, to the right side of it, is the convent, and the convent was made in 1952. It was built at the same point the church was being built, and the nuns would do for work the school across the street. They'd be teachers at the St. Jean d'Arc School or St. Joan of Arc School. Now those nuns are all gone now, and so that's a ministry or a pastoral center where they could have events that are religious in nature, such as classes or civic functions. And we're going to look behind us now. And behind us, we have one of the wings of the St. Jean d'Arc School, St. Joan of Arc School. And this wing here was used as a church because they went from that wooden church and took it down, and then they didn't have a church yet. And so for a few decades, they had to really make do what the school was. But the school was beautiful, so no one complained about going to Mass here. And of course, when they finally built at that great church, then that became the place. But this was the church from about 1927 to 1954. All right, and the last thing to show you is we're going to show you the old rectory. It's a blue building, and it happens to be 19 Percy Street. Percy Street's one of the side streets off of Groton Street. This was the rectory from 1909 to 1919 for 10 years. So it was right near the campus. And also on Percy Street is the old school and convent, the first school and convent ever. That building is gone, so there's nothing to show you. But if you go on the other side of Percy Street from this rectory and walk down 3 more homes, there's going to be an open space of a big side lawn, and that was the original space for the school convent of St. Jean d'Arc. They started out early 1900s. So this campus looks very modern, but in fact, it's a very old campus now. Turned 126 years old as of the year 2023. But a lot of its buildings are brand new. Thank you very much.